The Connersville Spartans look to keep their top spot in the EIAC as the conference foe rivals Franklin County Wildcats tangle with the Spartans tonight, who come in with a 1-4 record in conference play. The Franklin County Wildcats doing a 7-10 record overall. I'm Ron Wiley alongside Bailey Snyder, and this is the Spartan Warm-Up Show brought to you by Union Savings and Loan Association, Connersville's hometown bank since 1892. I caught up with Spartan coach Kerry Brown about tonight's matchup. Coach, two tough conference opponents coming up this weekend. How are the kids looking?
Good. We've got Gage back. He got knocked out our last game, and then Josh and James are back for this weekend. They were out with some contact tracing, so we're back to full strength. A few bumps and bruises, but other than that, we've got everybody back. We did miss a couple days this week with the snow, like everybody else in the state did, I think.
Picking it up at the right time. How do you feel going in? I mean, we got right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we had a stretch there where we lost 4 in a row, but I don't know if it was as much as we were slumping as the competition we were playing. And we came back and followed up last week with 2 really good wins. And I guess in the East Central game, the thing that I was pleased with is we got down 8-2. And after losing 4 in a row, that's not ideally how you wanted to start it, but our kids kept their composure, their poise. And after being down 8-2, we ended up winning the rest of the game like 35-20. So we responded really well. And then the same thing Saturday against New Palestine, tough physical game. I thought the kids responded very well. We were shorthanded. We had one guy out hurt, one guy fouled out, maybe 2. And some kids had to play some different positions than they were used to. We responded. We knocked down our free throws, and we get another W against a good basketball team. You guys have held every opponent that you've played this season under their average, and most of the time within double digits of their average. Defense wins ball games, but the offense, again, has struggled at times, picking it up at the right time. What are you tweaking offensively? Well, against East Central, we were 7-14 from the three-point line, and that's outstanding. Then against New Palestine, we were 11-16 from two-point range and got to the free throw line 25 times. There are nights when we don't make shots. There are nights when we have too many turnovers, and those kill our offense. One thing, defensively, we've been pretty solid all year. Hopefully our defense travels tonight. Hopefully our rebounding travels with us tonight. And then if we knock down some shots, we're going to be in good shape. What's the lineup tonight, Coach? We'll go with Gage in the center spot, Cole Martin and Caleb Sparks will be the forwards, and then Toby Billups and Jonah Graham will be the guards. Guard position has been incredible play this year. Call them the twin terror of guards, looking very good. How are they playing right now as we get to the last part of the sectional? Well, Jonah was like 4 for 5 that one game from the three-point line. That's what we need him to do, is knock down shots, and he's played good defense. I mean, he's not very big. Caleb's another one of our perimeter guys, and he's been streaky, but hey, he has not let it affect his defense. And then Toby had one of his better games of the year, scoring 20 the other day, and he's been someone that's consistently got the ball into the lane for us and set up other guys all year. Good luck tonight, Coach. Thanks, Ron. Good. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Spartan coach Kerry Brown.
USLA offers hometown service with great rates on CDs and deposit accounts and local loan approvals when you need financing. They also have a trust department, and with 2 locations in town, downtown at 730 Central Avenue and uptown 500 West 30th Street. Union Savings and Loan is truly Connersville's hometown bank. Union Savings and Loan, people you know, neighbors you trust.
Bailey, what's the lineups for tonight?
For the Franklin County Wildcats, we have 6'4" junior Chad Cox, 6'1" sophomore Brent Ertl, 5'11" junior Bridger Bolos, 6'4" junior J.D. Stokes, and 6'3" senior Lucas Stacy. For the Connersville Spartans, we have 5'7" senior Jonah Graham, 5'10" junior Toby Billups, 6'2" junior Caleb Sparks, 6'4" senior Cole Martin, and 6'6" junior Gage Brown.
It seems like as we talked to Kerry earlier, during that interview, you talked about the play of the guards, and Toby Billups has certainly picked it up the last 2 games.
Yeah, Toby has played an amazing, great last 2 games. We saw him shooting those outside shots a lot more than we normally don't see Toby. He's one of those players he's the drive and go guy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what he's done so well is get into the paint, collapse the defense, pass it off to the big guy for an easy bucket. He's the engine that can, will, and do for the Connersville Spartans. Look for some big play from him tonight.
Yeah, we hope to see him come out like he has the past games and averaging his above game points.
Yeah, exactly. And, again, the Spartans all year long defense has what's propelled them to the top of the EIAC. Offense kind of struggled a little bit. Seems like it's picking up at the right time.
Yeah, they struggled there with Caleb and Jonah having their shortage of their three-point shooters. They have those open shots, but they aren't hitting those open shots.
Right, exactly. And we've talked about this all season long. Sometimes the lid's closed. Sometimes it's opened up. The Spartans need to really start making some inside shots. They've had a lot of easy shots that get contested inside. Got to turn those into points as sectional plays just around the corner.
Yeah, they play tomorrow at Lawrenceburg. It's their senior night. They're really going to show out tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, these are two tough games to wrap up the EIAC. Spartans atop the EIAC with a 5-0 record. Franklin County is at 1-4, but Franklin County is always a tough opponent for the Spartans.
Yeah, they come out, it's the Beat Cancer against Four Quarters game. I think they're raising money, and they come out ready to play.
Well, they beat us last year. The last two times Franklin County's beat the Spartans have been on at the bowl. And last year they beat them not just in the basketball game, but they beat them on the Cancer 4 quarters.
Yeah, last year's game was pretty close, I think.
Yeah, but when you come out of the loss, you know how that is as an athlete. Again, Spartans, they hold their fate. As an athlete, Bailey, you know what the boys are going through. They hold their fate in their hands. You can't have one slip up, otherwise they share the crown, which would be nice, but they won it outright.
Yeah, the EIAC conference is a big game for everyone. You want to be those conference champs, and you want to move on to prepare yourself for the next step, which is sectionals.
Yeah, sectionals coming up just around the corner. Last year during the sectionals, the Spartans lost 2 games to Greensburg on their home floor early January, and then also during the sectional, Spartans like to get payback on that and do the same thing because they beat Greensburg earlier in the season at Greensburg. They get a shot at them sectional there at Greensburg. Spartans, of course, hope to come out with a victory then. Spartans' offensive average is 45.6 points per game. Their defensive average is third in the state over all schools at 38.7 points per game. What can we say about the defense, Bailey, that we haven't said all season long?
They come out hard. They come out with that pride. You want that pride in that court to stick to your man. You come down at the end of the court and you make up what you do on offense on defense.
Well, they say defense wins ball games, but it's also fun to put up the points.
Yeah, I have to be with you there.
The Spartans, again, defensive average 38.7 points per game. Every team that they have played, they have held, well, except Delta since that was the first game of the season, but overall, Delta, they'd have played in the middle of the season, they wouldn't have scored their average. Every team, even the powerful Lawrence North Wildcats, when they came in, Spartans held them 23 points below their average.
Yeah, we do a great job with Coach Brown. On the defensive end, we pick out those shooters and we stick with them. We don't give up. They're always on those shooters no matter what.
Yeah, one of the things about the offense that we have seen improve the last couple of games, and what we did see during that 4-game losing streak was a lot of offensive rebounds, turning mistakes from the other team into points. We've seen that corrected just about the right time as sectional. It's just around the corner. The Spartans, of course, if they win tonight and win tomorrow, are the EIAC champions, and that's the first goal that Kerry Brown has. But as Kerry Brown talks about all season long, these are just the dress rehearsals before the big during the sectional time. This Spartan Sportsnet game on TV3 will be brought to you by Don's Auto Sales and Tires, George's Pharmacy, American Heritage Realty, Edward Jones Financial Advisors, Ice Center of Connersville, FC and Bank, Mancino's Pizza and Grinders.
Spartans pregame also brought to you by Reed Health, Foles Flooring, Better Homes and Garden, Goff's Auto Care and Tire Center, Urban Wrinkle Funeral Home, Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance, and MetroNet.
Thanks to our sponsors as we get ready to start this ball game coming up here in 1 minute. Boys, during the pregame, looked very, very confident. They got a little bit of that swagger back that they didn't have during that 4-game losing streak, but again, ebbs and flows during the season.
Yeah, we see Josh and James came back from quarantine. That's definitely a good positive out here on the court for them.
Oh, absolutely. Glad to have those guys back. Glad to have their dad in the crowd. He's entertaining when he's in the crowd as well. Eric Ebrins is in his 6th season at Franklin County. He is 50 and 80 overall. Kerry Brown's in his 12th season at CHS. He is 186 and 108 in his 20th season overall. Carry is 268 and 206. As we get ready to close out this Spartan warm-up show and get ready to have the national anthem, then we'll have the lineups, and we'll be back on the other side of that.
Wilson Myers Insurance Agency is dedicated to protecting you and your family at a price you can afford. Wilson Lawson Myers are licensed insurance professionals striving to be your agency of choice. Wilson Lawson Myers is an independent agency representing numerous companies for all your needs. Finding the right insurance begins with finding the right agency. That is Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency at 521 Central Avenue in Connersville. Phone 825-5111.
Connersville got the first break of the ball game as they got a call to get the ball out from the jump. call on the outside. Gage trying to battle inside. Jonah gets it back out to Cole, who drives over to Caleb, over to Gage in the middle. And he gets the first 2 points. Seeing a lot of maturity from Gage, a lot of growth, a lot of confidence, Bailey.
Yeah, he finishes in there definitely a lot stronger than he has been in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of growth. Bolos from Franklin County leads the charge for the Wildcats. Bolos there, engine that can. Franklin County trying to solve the early defense of the Spartans. Outside shot there from Ertl.
Great rebound there by Cole.
And Caleb walks. Ertl brings it up. Franklin County on Ertl on the drive against Jonah. Or that's not Ertl, Bolos. On the drive against Jonah.
Toby and they're working on Chad Cox, averaging almost 20 points a game.
Yeah, Cox is a beast. He knows how to score. And he throws it away. Jonah with the tip pass over to Caleb, who gets his inside to Gage. And they're going to call that on Gage being a little too aggressive. He might have went right straight to the basket, Bailey, but chose to bring it out a little bit. He got caught.
Sometimes you just don't. You get too caught up in your thoughts in there. You just don't want to go up with the ball.
Bolos with the ball. Over to Cox. Cox is going to have a hard time going against Toby, as you mentioned earlier, Bailey. Berto against Caleb, who commits the foul. Franklin County hasn't really had a shot so far here in this ball game. Franklin County having a hard time getting in, and gets it into number 34, which is J.D. Stokes. Stokes out to Ertl. Ertl back into Stokes, who's battling with Gage. Franklin County trying to again solve this Spartan offense, get a shot off.
We do a great job in there stopping that drive into the paint. You know, Toby, as we just saw, stop Bolos in there to getting his foot in that paint.
Yeah, and that really kind of takes your confidence away if you're somebody who's used to driving. As Jonas strips it away, he comes up, Toby comes up with it, and there's a foul that's going to be called on Stokes. You know, you talked about that, Bailey. You talked about how, I mean, the quickness of the Spartans is on display right now. You know, clogging that middle. Toby brings it up to Caleb, trying to find Martin, who's driving. He's quickly stopped there by Ertl. And that's a turnover from Franklin County. And that's a nice drive there from Cox. Franklin County comes up with it. Toby comes up with it. Knows what Toby does well, driving, finding the big guy, Gage inside, and he's stripped away. Toby gets it, goes back up and scores.
Nice strong take there by Toby.
Missed shot there. Toby comes up with the rebound. Long pass over to Caleb. Nice dish to Cole, who was rejected. Nice rejection there from Stacy. Bolos for three, and it rims in and out. Caleb comes up with the rebound there. Jonah slowing it down for the Spartans, who are up 4-0 with 3:44 to go here in this first quarter. Jonah drives, trying to find somebody. Dishes it back out to Caleb. Cole. Toby calling the shots for the Spartans. Pushes off and carries the ball. He's not liking that. He's wondering why he got called.
Both teams in a man-to-man defense here tonight.
Franklin County trying to get on the scoreboard. Shutouts so far here in this first quarter from a stingy Spartan defense as Cole trips it away there from Cox. Cox is double teamed briefly out to Bolos. Bolos drives to his left side, dishes in inside, and he's met with a lot of Spartans as Carter Bodwell is in the ball game, and he dishes it out to Cole. Another turnover from Franklin County. This Spartan defense forces a lot of turnovers.
We do a great job of that. You know, they come out on defense and force those turnovers to speed up their defense.
Got to turn these turnovers into points. Only a 4-point lead for the Spartans. Braxton Myers in the ball game, gets it, drives inside. Dishes it back off to Jonah. Myers long three. That's going to be off a little bit. Rebound Bolos. Dishes it off there to Stokes. Or Ertl. Ertl drives to top of the key, hands it over to Cox. Nice defense there from Toby Billups to stop the drive there from Cox. And Cox turns it over, and that's going to be, now it looks like Franklin County ball. The Spartans are not liking it at all. The Spartan faithful here are not liking the call at all. They believe that it did not go off a Spartan. Of course, the guy in stripes has the last call on that. Bailey, what'd you see?
Definitely a tough call as that screen came at them and he slipped back off that screen and the ball, I think, rolled off their fingertips.
Nice rebound there from Braxton Myers from a shot there from Ertl that did not go in. Franklin County not getting any breaks at all, but still down only 4-0 as Carter brings over to Williams into Myers, and it's stripped away. Bolos almost came up with it. Toby shoots a long three. It clanks off. I think they're going to call that on Stokes. No, they're not. In fact, they're going to call that on Williams. Yeah, they're calling that on James. Carey's not liking it. He's getting some info there from the guys in stripes. Franklin County again down 4-0. Bolos has it stripped away from James off to Braxton Myers. He's going up to try to get a call. He gets rejected there from Stokes. And Stokes has it, or Cox has it tripped away. I mean, this ball game is getting out of hand. As Williams and Stokes goes for it, it's a held ball, going to be Franklin County's ball. Getting a little rough there, Bailey.
Yeah, we do a great job once that ball is on the floor, you know. Those boys hustle out after those 50-50 balls got to be ours.
Oh, absolutely. You got to go after it all the time. As Jonah comes out, he's left some skin on the floor so far early in this first quarter. 1 minute to go, 4-0 Spartans over Franklin County. And that's in and out from Cox. Toby brings it down. Braxton shooting a three, has some guys under the basket. And that's rebound from Aiden Guerin. He's in the ball game for Franklin County. Cox over to Ertl. Ertl back to Guerin. 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Cox has the ball game. Nice move from Cox. He's going inside hard, and they're going to get the call on James. He's going to the line for two to get maybe the first 2 points for Franklin County. Nice drive there from Ertl got Toby going to the wrong side, and he just blew past him.
James picked up his second foul of the night.
Don't want him to get in foul trouble as Cox puts Franklin County on the board. Myers comes out, Carter Bodwell, Lucas Barron, Jonah Graham, Toby Billups, and Cole Martin on the floor for the Spartans. And that's out. They're from Cox, 4-1 Spartans. Coming up on 15 seconds to go right now for the Connersville Spartans. Going to take that last shot.
We do a great job here on those last second shots, you know. With those last seconds, you want to turn those into their points.
Yeah, that wasn't a good shot. That was a bad pass there from Toby. That's a long shot there from, not a good shot at all. There from J.D. Stokes, who played one. Connersville up 4-1 against Franklin County.
The place to eat in Connersville is Mancino's Pizzas and Grinders, 303 West 30th Street. Dine inside or carry out at home or where you work. Delivery from Mancino's is always free. The phone number to call is 825-6155. Choose from large menu and their special youngster menu. Choose the house specialty, the Great Spartan Classic. Enjoy the sports atmosphere. Mancino's Pizzas and Grinders, 303 West 30th Street. Phone number 825-6155. A proud Spartan booster.
There's a Spartan defense on display that first quarter. Bailey limiting Franklin County to just 1 point there late in that first quarter with a foul shot there from Chad Cox, their leading scorer. He has not done anything except that free throw.
You know, we've done a great job coming out on him. You know, starting off the game, we had Toby Phillips up there face guarding him, staying on him to make sure he can't get the ball and put it in the basket.
Spartan defense, I mean, again, we can only, just praise them and praise. I mean, that's they deserve the praise. As we've said many times, defense wins ball games. Offense kind of anemic, only 4 points for the Spartans. Got to get a little bit more confidence, but we've seen the Spartans the last couple of games at least, their offense starts picking up steam as the game goes on.
Yeah, last game we saw Caleb pick up his three-point shooting again, and also Jonah there towards the beginning of the game. They both stepped up and ready to play.
Yeah, need more out of the Spartan offense. Though up 4-1. Caleb over to Jonah. Starting 5 for the Spartans. On the floor is Bolos tight on Toby as he dishes it out and he walks. That was just good defense on him, forcing him to slide step. Franklin County fans giving Cole the business, telling him he can't do that. Bolos on over to Stacy. Stacy back to Bolos. Bolos hasn't really been able to do anything either. There's Cox going to his right side on Toby, picking him up. Nice, crazy shot. He got the rebound, but that's going to be a foul on Cox.
Go over the back off that ball bouncing off the glass.
Spartans not been able to do anything with the turnovers, the opportunities. Only 4 points from the forced turnovers. Caleb, Toby playing pass as the Spartans try to set up their offense. Jonah to the right side, guarded by Ertl. Back to Caleb, way out there towards the midcourt line. Jonah inside. Spartans seem content to just slow things way down. Their style of basketball. Bolos tips it away for a brief moment. Toby gets it back.
Franklin County doing a great job working the Spartans here tonight.
Yeah, they're going to call Bolos on that, reaching in on Toby. It seems like when we have that slow down offense, Bailey, it makes the other team's defense look much better than what it is. Franklin County gives up. As mentioned during the pregame show, they give up 53 points a game. Right now, it looks like they only give up 12 points a game, 16 points a game. Spartans on the attack. Yep. was tipped away, but still called against Toby. He's not liking that call at all.
We caught a lot of those calls not beat. Spartans can't let that get in their head as it could affect the game of play.
Absolutely got to put that behind them and stop the Wildcats right here. And a nice defense there and that's going to be a held ball. That's Spartan ball. That is right there, pure hustle from Jonah as he goes inside, and him and Toby, no, I guess it isn't Connersville ball. I thought it was Franklin County ball. Arrow gets to Connersville after this. Bolos looking over the offense. 4-1 Spartan still. 5:52 to go. Bertle over to Cox now has the ball. No, that's Stacy. Cox now on Toby on Chad Cox. Bertle with the ball. Caleb guard dishes it over there to Stokes. Back to Cox. Stacy with the ball. And that's almost stolen there from Caleb. Nice hustle from Caleb. And Jonah came from nowhere, Bailey. Did you see how quick Jonah got there? Almost.
Great hustle there by Jonah as Caleb took that ball away.
Now that was unbelievable.
Great hustle there by the Spartans.
Yeah, we're going to miss that guy's hustle this year. Jonah Graham's a senior. Don't like to hear that.
He's very aggressive out there on his defensive end. You know, those 50-50 balls, if it's on the ground, it's his.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he no wonder he's wearing long sleeves. I don't think he has any elbow skin left on his elbow, and that's going to be on Jonah. You can tell because he's upset. I don't think he's ever agreed with any call that's called against him in his career. I love that kid. Such a firecracker, Jonah Graham. Cox bringing it into Bolos. Bolos just at midcourt on over to Bertle. Bertle to Guerin.
Franklin County running a 4-out look here as their bigs come inside and go back out.
Moving into the basket, Cox, and he still gets a rebound. Not sure they're going to call that against. It may be against Stacy. And not sure who it was again. Yeah, it is on Stacy. Spartans just not being able to turn anything into points. Both teams scoreless so far this second quarter. An anemic offensive display from both teams. Of course, you expect the defense from the Spartans to be good. You don't expect Franklin County that good, and that's inside the gauge. That's what you like to see. 6-1 now. He has 4 points, 4 of the 6. He has 4 of the 6 points for the Spartans. He scored very early on, Bailey.
He did. Great shot there by Gage at the beginning of the first quarter.
Bertle for 3, rims in and out. Gage with the rebound. Toby brings it up.
Franklin County dropped back into zone action here.
Solon Barger in the ball game. Number 22 for the Spartans. Toby drives inside, dishes it out to Luke. Cole Martin way out there. You want to see him in a little bit more. He goes inside against their bigs. That's rejected there from Stacy. And that's a held ball. Nice play there from Jonah. A held ball from the Spartans. That's Spartan ball. You talk about that hustle from Jonah. We saw it right there.
Great effort on the court by Jonah.
I'd say he does a lot of things that just do not go in the scorebook. His hustle, his leadership, traits that just cannot be taught. They're only developed. Of course, he's going to be playing golf when he goes to college. See him on the PGA Tour. Sullenberger brings it out to Toby. Braxton Myers back to Toby Phillips. Setting the pick at Braxton. And they're going to call that on Braxton.
Spartans really not looking to shoot tonight.
Just not having And again, not a good offensive display from both teams at all. As Franklin County's only scored 1 point so far. We got a little under 3 minutes to go here in this first half. Spartans only 6.
Very low scoring game off the half.
Franklin County on the attack. Cox over to Bolos. Bolos looking for a free guy. He's trying to drive, but Braxton stops him and he throws it away. Another turnover from Franklin County that Connersville needs to turn into points. You know, it gets frustrating, doesn't it, Bailey, as you come down and you try to score and there's a turnover or there's...
It does get very frustrating, but you just got to think you're going to go back down there on defense and make it up.
And they have for the most part. Connersville's only got 6 points in this ball game, so they're not down much as Sollenbarger scores. He hits a 3. But Spartans up 9-1 against Franklin County. Nice shot there from Luke. And he's one of those guys that we're glad that he's coming back for another year. His brothers have played. His cousin Garrett Silcock played. It's in the family. I tell you what, Cox is having a hard time going against Toby. Bolos having a hard time going against Braxton. Nice spin move there from Bolos out to Cox. Cox walks.
Do a great job in there on the defense, crashing the boards, stopping those players from not scoring.
Well, right there, that was a good defensive play. That's how you call that. That's a forced walk. I mean, a good defense like that. You forced a few of those during your career. We saw them. Spartans on the attack. Carter Bodwell in the ball game now from the Spartans leading the point. And that's going to be out on Bolos. Toby with the ball. 1:30 to go. Spartans up 9-1. Toby dishes it out to Braxton Myers. Carter looking at the clock, seeing how much time he has. Back over to Toby. We're looking for somebody inside. Myers at the top of the key. No, that's not sure who they're going to call that on. Looks like they're going to call that on Stokes. 6th foul for Franklin County.
Stokes' second foul.
That's Stokes' second foul. Braxton Myers goes inside, and he gets it in there for the Spartans. 11-1 lead now for the Connersville Spartans. Braxton Myers with some traffic there was able to get that off the glass. Ertl against Sollenbarger. Carrying out to Bolos, who shoots a 3, and he's got 3 points there for Franklin County. 11-4 game now. Spartans on top. You got to keep going if you're the Spartans. Franklin County not going to go anywhere. Franklin County would love, and that's going to be over guarding there from Guerin. Should put the Spartans at the line. No, I'm sorry, Franklin County. It's their 6th. Connersville had 6. I looked at the scoreboard. Carter Bodwell bringing the ball up for the Connersville Spartans. Definitely without question going to take the last shot, setting up the offense. Braxton meeting him out. Here's Gage. He's coming out over to Toby. Toby looking to drive. He sees a lane open a little bit. Dishes out to Carter. Carter head fakes it, brings it to Luke for an open shot. And that's going to be on Gage. That's going to put Franklin County at the line. A little bit over aggressive rebounding there from Gage. Gets over the top. Franklin County free points opportunity right here with 5.5 seconds to go.
Spartans do a great job there on the offense, swinging the ball around. You just got to be ready for the outside shot to go in.
And Stokes makes that shot. 11-5. And he makes his second. 5.5 seconds to go here in the second half. Connersville clinging to 11-6 lead. Franklin County on a 5-0 run right here to end this quarter. So we're bringing it up. He's going to drive, and that should be count. That does count. That should count.
Nice shot.
What a beautiful way to end that second quarter as we go into the halftime. Connersville leads Franklin County 14-6.
George's Pharmacy and Medical Equipment welcomes you to stop by our Connersville location at 330 East 5th Street. George's is proud to offer you friendly hometown service and the convenience of free delivery. Also, medical equipment staff is here to help with whatever you need. George's Floral and Gifts has that special something for any occasion, birthdays, weddings, beverage mint, or to brighten someone's day. George's, we are here for you, 765-825-6251.
What a great way to end that second quarter there with Caleb, a last second shot. I mean, that was milliseconds off his fingers for the horn sound and put the Spartans up on a 14-6 lead. Franklin County had a little bit of momentum they were building there on that 5-0 run. The Spartans built a 10-point lead, up 11-1. Franklin County cut it to 11-6 with 5.5 to go until Caleb sank that last shot there as we go into the locker room. Spartans up 14-6. Bailey, you got scoring yet so far for each team?
For the Wildcats, we have Cox with 1, Bolos with 3, and Stokes with 2.
Very simple.
For the Spartans, we have Toby Billups with 2, Caleb Sparks with 3, Gage Brown with 4, Braxton Myers with 2, and Luke Sollenberger with 3.
Sollenberger hit that 3 there in that second quarter, and the Spartan defense is as advertised.
I'll have to agree with you there. You know, we come out at the beginning of the quarter, you know, you have to have that effort. You have to have that heart and pride on that court to step off and want to win this game.
Yeah, the Spartans, again, offensive the first quarter, only 4 points. Yeah, I mean, we've seen us struggle offensively in the past, but that was not a good quarter. But again, leading 4-1, anytime you're leading, no matter what the score is, you got to feel confident.
Yeah, and it comes with having that shooting confidence too. You know, we saw the Spartans here and there have those open shots, but they just didn't see it to take it.
Is that because the confidence isn't there while you're not taking those open threes?
Sometimes you just get so caught up in your head, you don't really know.
Now, I know that there's been times where we've seen the kids shoot, nobody be under the glass. You know, obviously when that happens, you better make the shot, or otherwise you're not going to, get the rebound, obviously. As, a basketball player, when you're feeling it, though, no matter who's under the glass, you're going to take that shot, correct?
Yeah, and sometimes you have those outside shots, but you always want to have those rebounds underneath there to take that ball, and, you get that second chance to go back up for those second chance points.
Here at halftime, Connersville up 14-6.
Better Homes and Gardens. Are you thinking about buying or selling your home? Stay local and call Trish Smith at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. She will walk you through the process to make an easy transition to lead you into your dream home. Please contact Trish at 265-2663 to begin your journey today.
Want to wish our broadcast partner, Fran Schummel, get better, recovering. Missed that guy here. Connersville Spartans, again, they, without question, hold their fate in their hands. As an athlete, Bailey, that's the best place to be.
We're going to have to agree with you there. That atmosphere is just great.
Everybody's throwing those plastic. We should have got some plastic ducks, Bailey, before this ball game. We walked right past them. We could have probably won, a lot of money. That's unbelievable. I'd like to see somebody just hit somebody in the head down there. They didn't even make it. They didn't even make it on the floor.
Well, this is always a neat way to entertain your halftime performance. You have the dancers out there dancing, and you have this.
Somebody throwing it. There's that little kid down there, Loveway. He's throwing it. Down there, Denny Doral, the athletic director of Franklin County, very good friend of mine. Love that guy. He likes to create fun atmosphere during pregame and halftime. A couple years ago when we were here, I got to finish the lyric and sing before the ball game. That was fun as they're cleaning up all the ducks. But, yeah, that was funny. A couple guys threw it. Of course, we're on the Connersville Spartan side, Bailey, and I would almost say that we have as much fans as Franklin County. Talking to some of the people that I know down here in Franklin County, they were like, oh, my goodness. You guys do bring a lot of people.
No, we're pretty good about supporting our Spartan Nation here. You always have that big crowd in here for those boys' games.
I love it. Spartan Nation. We're all part of it. We're all proud to be a part of it. 14-6 is the score here during halftime.
FCN Bank, it's like events like this game to make our community such a great place in which to live, work, and play. All of us at FCN Bank applaud the CHS Spartans for their hard work and dedication. Thank you for reminding us once again why we all chose to call this place home. FCN, building stronger communities, one great local event at a time. Go CHS Spartans, good luck. FCN Bank, member FDIC.
Connersville Spartan getting a little bit of sparks from Caleb Sparks. A little bit of spark from Caleb Sparks here to end that second quarter with that last second three that I'm surprised nobody from Franklin County protested, but that was a nice shot from Caleb. He's getting such a nice touch. We have, Kerry talked during pregame the other night, 7 for 14 from three-point line. You go 7 for 14 any game, you should win any game.
Yeah, Caleb, we've seen a couple of those shots before. He had that game winner over there a couple games ago,
yeah.
Winchester at that corner. Caleb's one of those players you can depend on to hit that shot if he needs to.
He's cool under pressure. Jonah's cool under pressure. We have a lot of kids who are cool under pressure. That 4-game losing streak that the Spartans were on was probably, it came at, we were on a 4 or 5 game winning streak, and then all of a sudden we just seemed like we couldn't shoot a golf ball in the ocean and make it. It was just, nothing was going right for the Spartans. Again, you have those ebb and flows as an athlete. Bailey, you're a Connersville legend. You played 4 years. Your career is over here at the Spartans. I'm sure that's got to make you sad as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. I know how these seniors feel. Cole and Jonah, as tomorrow is their last game at the bowl.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different feeling. You want that. You see these little kids always around the bowl. They strive to be on that team. They strive to come out running from that bowl. It's just a great feeling all around.
And you remember being that little kid who was like, I want to play someday.
Yeah, the Spartan pregame show is just something different. You hear the Spartan coming out of the tunnel, or you just hear that music go off and the lights turn off. It's just a different feeling.
Well, there's nothing like that Spartan this year. That guy was, oh my goodness, he's a legend. He may go down in history as one of the best Spartans. Warriors of all time. 14-6. Connersville up against Franklin County here at halftime.
Fullers Flooring, you will need to find the answer to every flooring need at Fullers Flooring at 301 Beach Street in Connersville. Yes, Fullers Flooring has a great selection of carpet, tile, and also vinyl and laminate luxury vinyl tiles and hardwoods. You will receive a free estimate of your choice. Their friendly staff will help you through the entire process. Fullers Flooring also provides bathroom upgrades, remodeling, and custom shower systems at 301 Beach Street, Connersville. 765-692-0800 is the phone number.
Here at halftime here in Franklin County, nice crowd on hand. It's been sad this season, Bailey, that with COVID, limited crowds at the bowl. Maybe 25%, I think, is what we've had the most of. Looking forward to this virus being contained, so where we can have a nice season next season.
Yeah, it's definitely weird not seeing that bowl packed like it usually is during boys basketball season or any to support.
The Franklin County Wildcats, their fight song is the Ohio State fight song, and a lot of my friends down here in Franklin County are either for Purdue or IU, and they hate Ohio State. And I texted a few of them during the ball game and said, hey, you guys are standing up for the Ohio State game. So Evan Schaefer will wrestle tonight. You got to remember him. He is, Evan, what a great story that is. We'll wrestle tonight, the state finals. We'll have images of the match later on. And I can tell you what's happening. I tell you what a great story Evan Schaefer is with his coach tragically dying on New Year's Day, and Evan wrestling for him. You're at the school. You're around Evan.
Evan has a big heart. This is his dream, and his goal has been to make it to this level, and his coach, Mac Taylor, would be so proud of him.
Absolutely. What a great story that is for Evan Schaefer, and he deserves every accolade that he's given. That kid is a great kid. Coming up on a minute to go before this game resumes in the third quarter.
Urban Wrinkle Funeral Home in Connersville and Liberty is family-owned funeral home. Urban Wrinkle Funeral Home considers its honor to be selected to take care for a family member at the time of passing. The friendly staff at Urban Wrinkle Funeral Home pledges to take care for all your family needs to the best of your ability. 2 locations to serve you in Connersville at 513 West 8th Street and in Liberty at 310 North Main Street.
Franklin County trailing Spartans 14-6. Franklin County had the momentum with about 5.5 seconds to go there in the second quarter when the Spartans were able to get the rebound and come on down, and Caleb Sparks hit a 3 to take some of the momentum back for the Spartans and put them up now by 8.
And we hope we come back with that same mentality. We finished off that quarter strong. We got to finish off this quarter strong.
Let's start as strong as we ended that second quarter. As it looks like it's going to be Gage, Caleb, Jonah, Toby, and Cole are starting 5 as Cox brings it into Bolos. Franklin County down 14-6. Bolos looking to set the offense. As they got Bolos, they got Ertl, they got Stokes, and they got Garion in there. Stacy. No, Stokes is not in there. Well, I tell you what, Garion was swallowed up there by the Spartans. Bolos gets a little rejection there from nice defense there from Gage. Nice defense there from Cole. And that, nice catch there from Gage. He goes up and scores for the Connersville Spartans. That was an acrobatic shot there from Gage.
Great hustle there to grab that ball and put that in the basket.
Nice play there from Gage. He's got 6 points. Connersville now back up 10. Cox only has 1 point, shoots a 3, and that's off. And Cole Martin goes high for the rebound, out to Toby Billups, who catches. Nice hustle there from Caleb. A little too much for Caleb to handle there. Toby takes responsibility for that. Caleb had a little burn on his hand. He's not liking that, but he's not going to stop him as he shakes his wrist off as Bolos brings it up. He shoots it over Gage off the side. Almost a night. That went out. Yeah, I was going to say, as Jonah lifts up Garion. Jonah got position on Garion, missed, went out of his way a little bit.
Bolos looking to pick up Toby at half court.
And Spartans up 10. Toby inside to Gage, and he goes up and then gets his own rebound, goes back again, hard off the glass, and gets all the rim for that one. He's got, 8? Yeah, 8 points. Spartans up 12. Bolos on the attack for Franklin County, looking over the offense, over to Ertl. Ertl trying to shake Caleb. Bolos over to Stacy. Stacy drives inside. Boy, that doesn't go in, and tries to get it away from Cole, who holds on to it. Gage is wide open. Gage going up against Stacy again, hard off the glass. Franklin County comes away with it as Ertl brings it up. And he shoots a long 3. And that was tipped out by nice hustle there from Cole. Nice hustle from Bolos, who gets it to Garion. And Garion goes over to Ertl, who gets the call. against Cole. What a nice, crazy event there for both teams. And Franklin County came on the winning end of that. And Ertle's at the line for a free two.
It's a great hustle there by both teams, as we saw Jonah in there and Toby back there got that tip and just couldn't pull it away.
Ertle shoots a free throw there, nothing but net for Ertle.
His first point of the night.
And that's another shot there. It's going to be a timeout. Franklin County calls it. 5:16 to go. Spartans up 10, 18-8.
Hey, Connersville residents, get your MetroNet 2-year price lock on 500 MB internet for only $59.95. Add whole home Wi-Fi to eliminate frustrating dead zones throughout your home for only $5 more per month. All this plus no data caps and friendly local customer service. Visit www.metronetinc.com and get MetroNet today. It's simply a better connection.
Spartans up 10-18, 8, 5:16 to go here in this third quarter. This game's just fast. It's gone by very quickly as the Spartans and Gage Brown leading the way. And we had Toby leading, scoring the last couple of games. Now Gage is leading the team. This is a selfless team. Not sure who's going to pick up for the Spartans, but somebody always does. Garen on Caleb. Caleb out to Toby. Toby swallowed up there by Bolos. Jonah has not had a shot all night. Nice fake there from Caleb, and he sinks that one-hander from about 5 foot, 28. Spartans now up 12.
Great patience there on the offensive end by the Spartans.
Caleb a little bit over-aggressive there. Foul Stacy. He's going to get the call. Toby's coming out. Carter's coming in. Braxton's coming in for Cole. Then you got Caleb, Carter, Gage, Jonah, and Braxton, and almost a steal there from Jonah Graham. Garrett on the inside. That's a nice dish there to Cox. (20-10) Spartans up. Carter over to Caleb. Caleb trying to shake Aaron. Inside, tapped away there from Stacy. Ertle comes up with it.
Little forced pass there by Gage. You know, those forced passes aren't really needed here in the game tonight.
Yeah, you got to know when to hit those passes as Luke comes in for Caleb. And we've had a lot of those forced pass turnovers. Franklin County looking to capitalize. Bolos bringing it in to Stacy. Stacy hands it off to Ertle. Ertle looking over the offense. Hands it off to Bolos. And that's Cox right there. He's got a great height advantage against Carter. And he shoots it and scores. That was a mismatch. And that's not a good pass there from Jonah. As the Spartans are showing some miscues, and Franklin County want to take more advantage of it as Carter's coming out for Toby. No miscommunication there from the Spartans. Bolos into Ertle. Braxton on Bolos. He's dribbling inside, going against Gage, who just rejects him, and he hands it off to Jonah. He gets it over to Toby. Sollenbarger driving inside, stopped quickly by Guerin. Engage inside again over Stacy. Spartans back up by 12 or 10. And he's got 10 points, Gage Brown does. Best game he's had in a very long time scoring-wise, and that's, I think, going to go against Gage as Ertle is going to get a free couple of shots at the line. Hate to see those calls.
It's Gage's second foul. So he has this great game so far. He can't pick up those rest of his fouls.
Thankfully, that's only his second. Earl missed that one. Franklin County's had an opportunity where they are at a point in this ball game where they can't be missing these free opportunities to score.
We've seen that early on in the season. We saw Spartans missing their free throws here.
Especially when they were on that 4-game losing streak, they couldn't even make a layup, it seems like. And again, you have those opportunities, but the Spartan offense picking it up just a little bit here in this second half as Toby's eyeing the defense. Nice fake over to Braxton, who's going to shoot a 3 right there. He missed that big time. Williams comes in with the rebound. Gets it over to Jonah, who dishes it off to Cox instead of James.
James is another one of those players like Gage Brown. He has that great hustle there in the paint. And just all around, he hustles in there to block out.
Wow, that was a crazy shot there from Cox, who didn't get it. And the guys here thought Cox should have got a call. Braxton Myers with the ball over to Jonah Graham. Off to Toby. Toby's going to step away a little bit, look over the offense, reset it. James coming out, going to set the pick. Toby's going all the way.
We see those a lot from Toby. He's one of those drive and finish type of guys.
And he's, you don't expect him at his height to drive like that. As Stacy goes up against Braxton, and that goes around the world before it sinks. Stacy scores for Franklin County. Connersville 24, Franklin County 14. Jonah Graham with the ball over to Toby Billups, over to Braxton Myers inside to James Williams, and he's hacked. Glad to see James back. Mentioned earlier was under quarantine. Him and his twin brother Josh. Jonah Graham going to trigger it in for the Spartans. As soon as the referee decides on exactly where Jonah's going to stand. Take a little bit too much time than I care about. Jonah going to get his first shot in. That's off. He gets his own rebound. Like that hustle. We talked about that hustle, Bailey.
Yeah, Jonah does a great job following his shot, too, after he throws up that 3.
Yeah. Give yourself that second opportunity. Toby bringing it out. 1:10 to go on the clock. Luke with the ball to James. James inside. Not a good pass. Trying to get it inside to Cole. Oh, that's a nice play there beautiful play there from Toby Billups as he goes inside, gets the call, and gets it off the glass. He goes in for a 3-point shot.
Lucas Barron back in the game.
Yeah, Lucas Barron gets some valuable playing time, and Toby completes a 3-point play there. Connersville 27, Franklin County 14, under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Lucas Oliver Bolos, who dishes it out to Jace Lee. Bolos with a 3, and James gets the rebound. They say it went off the baseline. It'll be Franklin County ball again. Nice hustle there from James to try to get that ball inside. Bolos will be triggering it in. And he does to Cox. Here's Ertl, and that's a foul on Luke. A 3-point play could be a 4-point play here. That's not a foul you want to make. And that came way after the shot. Luke knows better than that.
I think it was just a habit of mine. I think he was turning around to block out and just got his hands right around him.
Whatever it was a mistake that could cost them a 4-point play here. Bringing Franklin County within 9. And he misses it. Can make that 3-point shot, but can't make a free throw. Hurdle. That's 3 in a row he's missed. So we bring it up across the timeline. Over to Cole. We're going to try to find somebody inside. Cole content to just hold the ball. 20 seconds to go. Caleb over to Toby. Spartans looking for that last shot. Toby going inside. Cole for three. That's in and out. Rebound from Franklin County. Cox bringing it up. 5 seconds to go. He's driving inside. Nice defense there from Cole. Bolos for a long three, and that doesn't go. We played 3 full quarters tonight so far. Franklin County down 10 to the Spartans, 27-17.
Service the old-fashioned way. The dependable service you need for your car or truck is always available at Goff's Auto Care and Tire Center in Carnesville and Brookville. Experienced mechanics are ready to correct the problem using the best replacement products that will have your vehicle running like new again. Shane Goff is waiting to service you at 600 Western Avenue in Carnesville. Phone 765-825-2588 and Charlie Goff in Brookville at 9197 State Road 101. 765-647-2222 is the phone number. Goff Auto Care and Tire Center.
Coming in the fourth quarter, Connersville up 27-17. Offense picking it up just a little bit more for the Connersville Spartans that quarter, as they scored 13 points that quarter, scored 14 the entire first half.
Now we saw both teams come out at the halftime and want to play basketball and want that effort to have on that court to battle back to win this game.
As we've talked, Bailey, we've talked about the Spartan offense last couple of games, and during some of their victories where their offense just warms up and gets better as the game goes on. Defense, of course, I mean, I don't think we've ever had a terrible defensive game.
No, we're really good at getting in there and hustling off the ball and won that ball and wanting to go down the other end of the court and score.
Jonah Graham going to trigger it in for the Spartans. There he is, Toby. He was looking for Toby, and Toby finally came out of the shadows and brings it across the timeline. Bolos on him. Starting 5 on the floor for the Spartans. Looks like the starting 5 for Franklin County. Gage way out there. Toby drives this. He's going all the way, and he gets it. He was looking for a call there, but didn't get the call. Toby drives, and he's got 9 points tonight so far.
Toby has really picked up his hustle, as we saw in the first half. Kind of struggling in there to get a shot off.
And he's picked it up. Connersville up 12, 29-17. Running shot there from Guerin. Rebound there by Cole Martin. One high for that rebound. Nice inside to Caleb, and he gets an easy shot. Caleb wide open. Franklin County sleeping. Connersville up 14, 31-17. Now again, Franklin County, as we talked during the pregame, they average offensively, they average 53 points a game. They only got 17 now. Nice steal there from Jonas. He's fouled by Cox. Yeah, Cox has been held in check tonight. Toby bringing it up across the midcourt line. Bounce pass over there to Cole. Trying to find somebody.
Gage in there working very hard to get open.
Now he's battling Cox inside. Had position there for a moment. Cole bringing out. Spartans content to eat some clock. Big guys outside, not liking that. Gage trying to get inside. Nice dish, nice catch and release, and that's a foul there from number 44, Jace Lee. That's going to put Gage at the line for 2. That's Jace Lee's first foul of the ball game. And that's just a little too hard there for Gage. You know, earlier in the season, you talked about it earlier, Bailey, about the confidence. Now he's going to the line more. He's getting some calls more, going up. Earlier in the season, he might not have went up for that shot.
Yeah, definitely those shots, he's getting up there, finishing strong. After each game, it changes.
Yeah. Love his aggressiveness. Spartans up 15, 32-17. That's tipped away there from a Spartan. And Jonah comes down. Jonah's only shot one shot tonight. Caleb's going to take one. He's got it. Spartans up 18 now, 35-17. That's crazy. Caleb's got 8 points tonight. And Bolos going against the bigs right there. He dishes out. Guerin with a shot, and that's rebound there from Caleb. Toby's going all the way again, and he gets the call. And off the glass for two. Boy, I tell you what, Toby Billups is playing with a newfound passion and drive that we haven't seen. Of course, he always plays that way, but it's you can see the flames coming off that guy.
Here recently we've seen him take more of those outside shots, and tonight he's found his passion again to drive and hit those shots on the inside.
Yes, he has, going up against two of their big guys. Toby, I think, sometimes identifies as a 7-footer as he completes the three-point play. He's got 12 points. 38-17. Connorsville up 21 against Franklin County. Cox with a shot right there. That's a good shot from Cox. Spartans up 19. 5 minutes to go. Jonah against Ertl. Over to Caleb. Back over to Jonah. Cole dishes it inside. Caleb going for another one. That's another three-pointer there from Caleb Sparks. He's on fire. 40.
His third tonight.
That's his third three-pointer. He's got 11. Yeah, and that's going to be a foul against Jonah. Connorsville 41, Franklin County 19, 4:31 to go. Tell you what, Caleb, 11 points tonight. Jonah, usually the three-point guy. He doesn't matter. He dished that out to the defense that Jonah's playing. He's getting a hand from the faithful. They appreciate his defensive play tonight, his hustle. Those things don't get in the stat sheet. Boy, Carter's one after that, the smallest guy on the floor, and he gets it back. Carter's going in for two. Nice play there from Carter Bodwell and Caleb Sparks to intercept that.
And Carter does another one of those players, does a great job on the hustle side of the court. He's one of those players you depend on to come off of the bench and play great defense.
Absolutely. Bolos with a nice 15-footer there. 43-21, Spartans up 22. 4 minutes even now to go in this ball game. More than halfway through the fourth quarter. Spartan offense picking it up. Who would have thought after that 4-1 first quarter we'd be at 43 points, Bailey?
Both teams here at the second half picked it up. Both teams had that shooting problem in the first half, couldn't hit anything.
Nice inside play from Gage. Another inside shot from Gage. He's having a great game. He's got 13. Bolos thought about it, didn't take it. Guerin's taking it for three off the front of the room. Oh, Carter hard from Bolos, but gets the rebound. And Gage was tripped by Cox. They're going to call that on Cox. That's Franklin County's sixth foul, it looks like. One more, and the Spartans are at the bonus. James is coming in for Gage. Nice. Round of applause. Faithful giving Gage. I tell you what, Gage is one of those kids that we just love to watch and see his maturity, see how much he's grown this season, Bailey.
Yeah, I know his brother played. Jake played last year.
Yeah.
Great player out here for the Spartans. Gage has that role for his brother.
Carter with a floater inside, doesn't get anything. Cox brings it down for Franklin County. Down 24, Franklin County is Bolos. Pass it off to Garrett. Cox with a three-pointer. Contested. Braxton Myers with the rebound. Toby Billups Walking the ball over the timeline. Braxton Myers to Carter Bodwell. Spartans have a lot of guys in the scoring column tonight as Caleb's going to drive, dish it off to James, and James gets it off the glass. I don't know how many we've had of those inside shots tonight, Bailey.
Yeah, we did a great job in there finishing after we get that ball in that paint.
47-21, Spartans up 26. Here's Guerin. That should have been a foul on Bolos, but Braxton Myers comes up with the rebound. And there's going to be a timeout from Carey. 2:02 to go here in this fourth quarter. Connorsville comfortably ahead, 47-21.
Edward Jones' financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement of our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Connorsville Spartan Sports. Contact your local Edward Jones financial advisor, Gina Hardman, Devin Hornsby, and Gary Reedsimmer for your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Spartans have scored 43 points here in the second, third, and fourth quarter compared to that 4-point outage they had in the first quarter. An impressive turnaround for the Spartans.
I believe that shot Caleb Sparks had ending that second quarter really put up the Spartans for that positive impact to come out and play with that same mentality coming into the second half.
Oh, you're absolutely right. They picked off where Caleb left off there in that second quarter. Connorsville, I think, scored 20 points so far this quarter is Carter. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for for one free shot at least. Should be at the line. That's their 7th. Carter Bodwell, he's always the smallest guy on the floor, but I tell you what, as Braxton comes in, he's getting a round of applause from the faithful. Carter Bodwell doesn't realize he plays much taller, faster than what people give him credit for. Thankfully, he'll be back next year as a senior leading. One of the leaders, and he gets a first shot to go. That's his 3rd point of the ball game. Williams twins, Lucas Barron, Luke Sollenbarger, and Carter Bodwell in the ball game. As the starters are all setting, they won't be coming back. Carter misses out on the back of the rim. Ertl comes, brings the ball down. He shoots a long 3, and that's in and out. They've had a lot of in and outs tonight. High to go to the rebound is Josh Williams. Over to Luke. James was wide open. Luke didn't see him. Lucas thought about taking a 3.
You know, we've seen him take those here and there.
Yeah, he
when
has.
he comes in this game.
Yeah, Carter inside, dishes it, and James couldn't handle it, and that's going to be a foul. They're going to call that on Carter. Now Franklin County bringing it in, down 27. 1:15 to go. Ertl over to Cox. Cox on the outside, guarded well by Lucas Barron. Ertl's looking for a shot. Cox is looking for some, but Lucas all over him. Guerin against Carter. Cox finally with a shot for 3, and that's a nice shot there from Cox. 48-24. Spartans up double on Franklin County. Less than a minute to go. Spartans probably going to be content to just pass it. Nice victory for the Connorsville Spartans to cement and continue their lead in the EIAC. Got a big game tomorrow night, Bailey, against Lawrenceburg.
It's going to be a good matchup. I've looked at the stats here, you know. Hopefully to pull away.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a victory for the Spartans as Carter gets the ball back, and there's a foul going to put somebody at the line. It looks like we're going to put Carter at the line as the faithful starting to pack up here on this side. Carter Bodwell going to the line. for the 1-1. Again, who would have thought when it was 4-1 the Spartans would have gotten their offensive average, but they did. Got their offensive average. Carter misses that one. 15 seconds to go. Cox brings it on down. He's driving against Carter, and that's going to be a charge. That's how it goes for Franklin County tonight. They are playing a game that they hope to forget. Evan Schaefer about ready to take the floor in the States. We're going to keep it here for a little bit, find out how well he does as the Spartans close out the victory against Franklin County. That ends this ball game, 48-24. Spartans big over Franklin County. What a great victory for the Spartans.
Just a great play all around.
Absolutely love it.
American Heritage Realty, now in its 44th year of assisting buyers and sellers of residential, farm, and commercial properties in all East Central Indiana, is American Heritage Realty. American Heritage Realty, staff of knowledgeable, experienced real estate brokers ready to provide you with expert advice when you are buying or selling real estate. American Heritage Realty is located at 603 West 30th Street in Connersville. The phone number is 765-825-1103. That is 765-825-1103. Everyone at American Heritage Realty says good luck, Spartans.
Nice game for the Connersville Spartans. As again, one more game in the IAC that they got to win. They haven't wrapped it up yet unless Greensburg loses, which they've been playing very well since the Spartan loss back in January. Connersville now goes to 13-7. Belly, go ahead and give us the scores.
For the Wildcats tonight, we have Chad Cox with 10 points, Brent Ertl with 3, Bridger Bolos with 5, J.D. Stokes with 2, Lucas Stacy with 2. For the Spartans, we have Toby Billups with 2, Caleb Sparks with 13, Gage Brown with 13, Carter Bodwell with 3, and Luke Sollenberger with 6.
Evan Schaefer is wrestling now. We're going to keep it here a little bit, get some information back from John Palsy back at the studio. He's keeping an eye on that. Love to see, again, great story with Evan. You're a senior. You're at the high school. You know what this means to him.
Yeah, I know. He was preparing for the day this morning. You know, you saw him in the classroom. Very well kept. You know, the school sent him off with a good luck as he walked through the halls of the school.
Oh, that's awesome. That's got to be good. Of course, we know the story of his coach tragically dying with just a terrible accident on New Year's Eve, and again, not something that you want to carry with you, but something that can inspire you. And Evan is, as the Spartans are holding the trophy that they lost last year against Franklin County. Spartans again win tonight, big over Franklin County.
Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, gives you the very best deals in tires. Don has all major brands available in stock and all age price ranges. You can rely on Don's Auto Sales and Tires in business for over 40 years. And Don's Auto Sales has a large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles and price ranging from $1,000 to $30,000. Need new tires or quality vehicle? Available from Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, Connersville. The phone number is 825-7730.
Spartans had great output there from Gage Brown. Lots of inside shots that he took. Nice dishes from our guards. Toby Billups went to the glass a lot. He did very, very well. I mean, this was a team effort for the Spartans.
You know, they started off struggling in the first half. You know, they came out in the second half ready to play basketball. And like you said, we saw that step up from Gage Brown. And then we saw Toby come up with that fire here at the end of the third quarter. And we saw him catch back up on his catch and goes and finish.
Yeah, and they were incredible. I mean, getting in the position that he did, Gage not hesitating when he got the ball inside and went up, got to the line a few times. You know, again, the Spartans, we've mentioned this many, many times. This is a team event.
and we do a great job communicating as a team. I know Coach Brown works with them on that. I know they have tough practices in there, and they're always talking on the court, and they always just seem to get along when that's part of basketball.
They do. This is the deepest team that we have seen in a very long time. Not one person's averaging double digits. That is absolutely positive. That's incredible. We had, I think, 6 years ago, we had a team that didn't have a double-digit scorer, but that team compared to this team this team's just a little bit better, despite with their record of 13-7. Again, that tough schedule they had there, that tough and late in December or January coming in December where they played, Lawrence North, and that, I thought that game was going to be a blowout, but they only lost by 4. Evan Schaefer just pinned his opponent, so he continues on. That's good news for Evan Schaefer fans. He continues on, pinned his opponent. His dream season continues.
Reed Health Sports Medicine provides athletic trainer to Connersville Spartans through the support of Reed Foundation. Athletic trainers normally are present at most practices and sporting events. They can respond to an injury within seconds, determine the immediate needs of the athlete, either being treatment or intake emergency management within the first few minutes. If your athlete suffers a sports injury, Reed Health's Athletic Training Clinic can provide injury treatment sessions using multiple modalities, rehab protocols, and treatment techniques to ensure your athlete doesn't miss a day without progressing forward. Learn more at reedhealth.com. Eye Center of Connersville provides vision care for every member of your family. This includes treatment of eye diseases, injuries, just one of its many services. Services that include glasses and contacts, frames for every budget, sunglasses, and a large selection of eyewear. Complete your vision care for every member of your family. Yours at Eye Center of Connersville. Scheduling an appointment to complete eye exam is very easy as calling 825-6000. Eye Center of Connersville, located at 2045 Virginia Avenue.
All right, Bailey, victorious day for the Connersville Spartans over Franklin County. Victorious night for the Connersville Spartans, and a victorious night for Evan Schaefer as he pinned his opponent. He is heading on in that state tournament. For Justin Roberts here at the Franklin County facility, John Palsy. Where am I getting John Palsy back at the station. This Spartan game on TV3 has been brought to you by Don's Auto Sales and Tires, George's Pharmacy, American Heritage Realty, Edward Jones, Eye Center of Connersville, FC and Bank, Mancino's Pizza and Grinders.
This Spartan sponsored game is also brought to you by Reed Health, Forest Flooring, Better Homes and Garden, Goff's Auto Care and Tire Center, Urban Wrinkle Funeral Home, Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance, and MetroNet.
All right, we'll catch you guys tomorrow as Connersville takes on Lawrenceburg in the final EIAC game of the season. You guys have a great night. We'll catch you tomorrow night here on Spartan Sportsnet TV3.